I will be giving gifts next Monday, if you are here. If you are not here, definitely not. Now, the thing is, so what happens? Am I giving gift to Jesus Christ? I believe I have for the past year and a half here in Belleville. My gift to Him is, remember what I told you before? Our lives is God's gift to us. What we do with our lives is our gift to Him. Keep that in mind. Is your life a worthy gift to Him? We may be giving gifts to one another, but the real gift is our lives to Him. What we do with our lives is our gift to Him. Keep that in mind. That's the best preparation for Christmas. And the second thing is, we are not preparing for the birth of Jesus Christ. Don't be scandalized. We're not preparing for the birth of Jesus Christ. We are preparing for His second coming. That's most important. We are actually preparing for the parousia, not for His birth. It happened 2,000 years ago.
How do you tell the children that? You know, like, for example, like Jan and I, we teach little kids.
I like the question, how do you tell that to kids? In a story form, you can still say it as it is. You know, Jesus is coming back. Jesus has come once. He actually walked on earth. Let's say your children, this is how I will say it. Jesus came, He was born. God became man in the person of Jesus Christ. He was literally walking on earth. And you know what? Before He ascended to heaven, He said He's coming back. He's coming back. But the question is, when? We do not know. We do not know when He's coming back. So, the Bible says we have to be ready for His coming back. And how do we get ready? You can explain that. How do we get ready for His coming back? But when is He coming? Not knowing when He's coming back, that's the best part of it. That means God wants you and me to be ready anytime He comes. The Bible says He will come like a thief in the night when He's least expected. And what does least expected signify? It signifies when we are not, like when we're sleeping, we are not ready for Him. That's the meaning of that. So don't get caught not expecting Him. You should expect Him all the time. So this Christmas, we're actually preparing not for His birth, because He was born already. That happened many years ago. What we are preparing for is His second coming, which may come anytime. I think they would take that. They would understand that.
I explained the preparing part, but you know, I just, now that I'm listening to this, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
tell them.
Well, tell me, does it make sense to prepare for the birth of Jesus Christ? It doesn't, because it happened a long time ago.
It makes sense to prepare to celebrate the birthday of Jesus. Just like
Okay, that's
we
fine.
prepare when we are going to celebrate our birthday. Somebody or
This one church father, Origin, says, it's not the will of God that we celebrate our birthdays. He said that. But again, I couldn't find any other church document that affirms that. So this is the only time I said that. I don't. Celebrating birthdays is fine, but don't miss the point that the biggest thing concern for us is to be ready for the second coming. Because that's what we prepare for.
But for the young minds, just like CCD students, first graders, and you can. I don't think they can understand about.
Well, you know, they're so used to hearing, oh, we have to prepare for the birth of Jesus. Jesus is going to be born. I have third and fourth graders. They're a little older. You can explain more as opposed to second graders or first graders. But, you know, I just wanted to get an opinion as to.
I don't see, even Jesus himself, let those children come to me. In the Bible, Jesus himself, don't prevent them, let them come to me. And then he gave his homilies there. I personally, I think we should start framing the minds early on. I don't believe that. Let's play now. Let's play first, and then, because you know what? Before you know it, they're too hard to form. It's like clay. What do you do with the clay? You know, of course, God is the potter. We are the clay. We have to be formed early on while we're still soft, right? What happens to clay when it's hard? Can you still form it? Forget about it. That's why when people are old, it's very difficult to remember the sin of the elder brother in Luke 15, prodigal son. That was so hard to get to because he was an old person. I still believe that young people's mind should be framed right from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The approach may be different, but the message is the same. The message should be the same. We should not be afraid to speak the truth. You know, you guys teach the catechism, so I mean, you don't really teach the catechism, do you? Do you take it from here?